happy to introduce Trish Earle of Bridging the Horizons. She's done a lot of work in the community, and she'll explain a little bit more about what the organization is all about. Come on up.
Welcome.
Hi, I was the founder of Bridging the Horizon 9 years ago, and the reason is my son, he's 32 now, and he has Down syndrome. And I realized that he loves to dance and be with people and stuff, and sometimes as parents who have a child with disabilities, it's kind of awkward to be out, because if they make a noise, or some of them look funny, or, you know, they walk funny or whatever, you know, us parents, we might not show it, but it takes a lot out of your heart. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to establish a place where these guys could go and be themselves. So our first dance, every dance that we have about 10 events a year, and 8 of them are usually dances. But we provide a nice meal. Everyone has a theme, so we dress it up, and it looks like $1 million by the time we're done. Most of our events are held at St. Joe's Auditorium, because we grew from, our first dance was 75, and our last one that we just had was 240.
Wow, that's
And
great.
so,
That's fantastic.
yeah. So you go in, I mean, if you don't feel the love, then you're not human. And chances are, if you don't leave in tears, you know, it's just, I don't know, even if I didn't have a son with Down syndrome, you know, I would still feel the same way. But, so we started that, you know, word of mouth, it grew, and you can see how far we've gone. We have a DJ. But then another thing that I realized is when they get out of school, out of high school, they can go to their 21 or 22, I forgot what it is. There's really no place, in New Hampshire anyways, for them to do stuff. So I'm taking it a step further, and I've partnered with some of the businesses like Salem Athletic Club. They're our biggest one, but they're willing to do swimming. We can hold swimming over there. We can do Zumba, yoga, and he's actually opened a brand new pickleball court in Hampstead. So they're all excited about introducing us to pickleball, which I guess is the thing to do now. I don't know myself what it is, but. So that's what we're doing, because these guys spend hours, like being in the dollar store, walking the mall, or in Market Basket, or, you know, just hanging out, because the government says they have to be out in the public. And before I had Tom, I was never around special needs or anybody with a disability, you know, in my neighborhood or schools or whatever. So I wasn't introduced to it, so I didn't know anything about it. It's not like a senior citizen or a veteran. Everybody knows about them. But when I was in high school and I graduated from Billerica High, when I started there in 9th grade, and I remember they were downstairs in the basement, and we were told, you can't go near those. And we shared the same bathroom, though, and I can remember some of them, you know, they had noses that were running, and it was just awful. And it didn't help, because we were told, you can't go near those, you know. So I realized that people, if you're not introduced to somebody with special needs, if you didn't go to school, or you didn't have a neighbor, it's no fault of yours, but you probably just don't know about them. Of how, like my son, he's been employed with Romano's for 10 years now. You know, these guys are the most dedicated employees you could have. I mean, a lot of them are very intelligent. You know, they drive. They can do everything everybody else can do. It may just take them a little bit longer or something. But, so, we have a big event coming up. I'll invite any of you guys to come. Pawtucket Bank, I'm proud to say, is our main sponsor for this event. It's going to be at the Artisan Hotel, January 20th. 6 to 10. It's going to be magical. It's going to be a beautiful event. But I decided probably a month and a half ago, when I realized the cost, because my goal is to give these guys the opportunity than they normally wouldn't get. Like a lot of them would never go to the Hardison Hotel, you know, or Canopy Lake. They also sponsor us once a year at Canopy Park, and they treat us like kings and queens over there. So if any of you guys would be interested in going, the menu is phenomenal. So
Does the
hopefully,
Addison donate the room?
they donated the room. I was able to negotiate $8,000 from them, so
Wow.
I'm happy with that. But the cost of it is, it's
But not as bad as the TiVo one.
almost,
Is this the same thing that Tim Tebow started?
I did
way
Tim
back when?
Tebow.
Well, no. Tim Tebow didn't start. This club, we've been involved in events in the past, and one of the big ones was
Tim Tebow.
you got a grant from the Tebow Foundation to put on an event, and that was a really high end. What you saying that it ended up being really expensive because of all the requirements.
Because Tim Tebow gave us $7,500 and the whole event cost me $75,000. Yeah.
Talk a
Because-
little bit more about that. You had limousines, you had
We had to get
everything.
5 limousines, we had 5 limousines. You had to have a professional videographer, karaoke. They all had to be professional with known businesses. You couldn't get friends or anything. So you had to get that, you had to have a DJ. So the budget for this is $32,000.
So Eric and I will be there if that sways your decision to go or
Oh,
not.
right.
And you and Eric are doing all 32,000? Is that
We
what you
are.
said?
No.
I'm doing 30. Eric said he'd chip in for 2.
So where does the rest of it come from?
I've, believe it or not, I've raised $25,000 so far
Wow.
That's great.
in a month. And I had surgery in between that with a cast on that I've been out, so.
That's
I
fantastic.
mean, this is basically, it's a wedding,
Yeah,
right? It's a wedding. I mean, if you think you were to throw a wedding with a DJ, music, photography, and all those kind of things, what does that cost for 250 people? And that's what she's doing for this group.
So Trish, where do you find your fundraising?
My
Do you
daughter's
go
wedding
local?
costs way more than that.
This is-
huh?
I'm asking Trish where she fundraises. Do you go to like nonprofits like, you know, Lions and Kiwanis and Rotary and Exchange? Do you go
I-
to businesses?
I normally haven't.
Okay.
Like, I've, before COVID, I was able to do small dollar donations that we've saved and, but for events like this, because I don't want to go to everybody all the time, like it's, you know, I just feel you get worn out that way. So I just wait for a big event, like,
Okay.
so the Lions donated this time, you know, and,
Yep.
but I'm like short on, like I said, I was short on time, so, you know, I
Did we?
went for old,
Did we? The Exchange Club?
In the past, we
No.
have,
In the
yes.
past we have?
Yes.
yeah.
For events in the
Yeah.
past.
Prior
Yeah.
events.
And also, I believe this gentleman made T-shirts for us once we had you did the printing, right?
I might have, yeah.
That's a yes.
We brought a group of 200 down to Fisher Cats, and he had made T-shirts for us.
That's great.
So what are your
That's great.
needs right now, other than just cash? Is that just it, cash?
Basically, yeah. We need a building, like, that's my ultimate goal, but
To own a building?
to have a facility, like the Salem Boys and Girls Club for these guys. Mhm.
That's ambitious.
That's wonderful. Thank you.
But
Talk about that, right,